Happy New Year, everyone! Did you hear how much Evil Geniuses paid for the new offlaner? Hawk Live is reporting that there's an insider who published the figure to transfer Igor Nightfall Grigorenko to Evil Geniuses. According to the article, EG paid virtus.pro $125,000 for the transfer. In a recent video released by virtus.pro, they didn't say how much EG paid, or if EG paid at all, but they did mention Nightfall left because he saw that it was his best way to win.
Ну, я думаю, эта команда должна быть прежде всего, наверное, в двух факторах. Она должна быть очень целеустремленной, каждый человек должен быть невероятно целеустремленным в этой команде и готов, ну, в моменты работы, именно, допустим, там даже буткэмп работы, отдавать абсолютно, ну, все свое время и все свои усилия в этой игре. И второе, эта команда должна быть стакнута в плане личности. То есть каждый игрок должен, ну, не должно быть такого, что одного игрока бесит другой игрок в команде.
Да, потому что у вас
Игроки
ломается
должны в
химия.
целом, да, подходить друг к другу. Вот. А по поводу там Егора и Виталия, ну, и у нас у всех остались нормальные отношения. Ну, просто люди видят, условно, пути развития в доте по-разному, и это их право.
Согласен. То есть я как бы желаю только успеха, ну, это нормально.
Another notable transfers in the past came between virtus.pro and Na'Vi. VP paid Na'Vi $150,000 for Vladimir Roger Nikogoshian. The Chinese region is the most popular for transfer, and the biggest name to get bought was none other than the International 2014 winner Zhang Xiaoning. He briefly retired, but Newbie still owns his rights, and LGD bought him over for 2 million yuan, or $320,000. Speaking of Xiao PSG LGD has cleared him for match fixing. In the Weibo post, they detailed their investigation. They collected and analyzed Xiao's computer, phone, bank records, WeChat, Alipay, and other transactions. They found no evidence that Xiao had in the accusation where he was match fixing in the International 10's Grand Final. The Weibo post will be linked in the description, and if you have any objections to their investigation, you can actually email LGD about it. We only have one major active tournament this week. It was the end of the Huya Winter Invitational. We got an unlikely winner. The battle between SEA and the Chinese region continues to heat up. OB Neon took out the Chinese teams and defeated Royal Never Give Up 3-1 to win the Huya Winter Invitational. Looks like having the International 2 champion as a coach is finally working out.
Are not there, are not gonna set you up snare fists.
Oh, beautiful coil onto the toad, and they get the roar onto Enyu. They need to finish him off. But look at Razor. He just goes behind. He goes for the Luna. The static link is taking away the damage. He's trying to kill her, but the roar will be there. They're trying to keep him in place, but without the damage, what can you do, God King? He bought an MKB, which did absolutely nothing in that fight. And Palos and Enyu, they're starting to cut down everyone. Somnus left alone, and he will get destroyed. He can buy back up to the Remnant, but he will be alone, surrounded by 5 of OB Neon, which look to have taken out RNG, taken out some of the TI finalists, maybe not from this year, but still, these are very well-known players, and OB Neon, they haven't won a tournament yet as this lineup, and they're looking to get this one down. Chinese fans, they can't get a win, they can't get a tournament win again, they'll just be the runner-ups. RNG are out, and OB Neon are the Huya Dota Winter Invitational 2021 champions. And some of you, Happy New Year, guys. I know.
Before we leave, Team Liquid also dropped a video about the roster changes for the Winter Tour. They explain why they made the changes, and they only make the changes if it benefited the team.
So, Will, why remove Taiga?
So after TI happened and we didn't make it, we had a pretty long conversation with the team about what everybody wanted to do while we were still here. And Tommy had told us that he was willing to explore other options, not because he was unhappy with Liquid or anything like that, but just because he felt like the guys, we probably needed some level of change. The guys had been together for, I think, 4 or 5 years. They're the second longest tenured group in Dota, short of, I think, 20 matches. They would have been the longest. And so I think we all knew that we needed some sort of change. He kind of volunteered. An opportunity came up with Zai, and then we felt like it was pretty mutually beneficial, actually. I feel like Tommy's a really good player, but I do think there's some level of growth that he needed to go through outside of this team. It's kind of like a relationship. You know, both sides are pretty happy in it, but at the same time, for personal growth, you need to move on. There's no hard feelings or anything like that. We still talk all the time. In fact, like before our match, we were memeing each other on Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. And so, you know, it's still a very healthy relationship. And we also said down the line, we didn't rule out maybe meeting each other again. You never have any idea of these things. So
yeah, and I would also add, we had conversations around, do we even need, do we even have to make these changes, right? It also really depends on what opportunities come up. I mean, Zaya and Matu are incredible players, and I remember we sat down and said, well, if there's not an opportunity that's representing at the absolute best of the best, like these 5 guys will continue to grow together, right? So there was still a deep belief in all of the players. But this opportunity, I think, is just absolutely incredible.
That's all for this week. Next week, the DBC will return. Dota 2 Champions League Season 6 will also return with the playoffs. The Dota Anime Season 2 will be out on January 18. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a good start to your year.